Let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let me tell you something. Losing the game and on my rasta. Fake you imposter.
Hi, this is Chris Perez. Stay tuned to RedAlertLive.com.
And community, you know, basically the music world. And he wants to know, is it a burden at times to always get asked questions about Selena?
You know, to be 100% honest on that, the answer would be in the past, yeah, I felt like that. It's not like that anymore. You know, I think that time has healed me enough to where, you know, I always understood that she's going to be a part of my life. You know, she's a huge part of my life, you know, because we were married and the history that we share together. You know, it's just that at first it was a little frustrating because as much as I tried to not really think about, you know, losing her and her passing away and focusing on my music and trying to become that musician again, you know, then it was frustrating because here I am busting my butt to try to get there to that place, and then I was always being referred to as, you know, as the usual and stuff like that. But it's not like that anymore, you know. And I think the book had a lot to do with it because when I used to do interviews, especially for TV, I mean, they would twist to the interviews and they'd make me look sad, and they put this sad music behind it, and they'd slow the footage down, you know. So this book was kind of my way of showing them, letting the fans see, you know, some of my personality, you know, what I'm really about, you know, what I'm really like, without any of the, you know, kind of hidden agendas or trying to twist on anything. And I'm grateful for that, you know. So as far as now, I'm comfortable with it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's great. Diamond Bayo from Miami, Florida, she wants to know. She says it's a good book, and she wants to know, how do you feel about Jennifer Lopez, or what are your thoughts on her?
I think she's incredible. I mean, you know, I respect her talent as an entertainer. You know, and I gotta respect her work ethic as well. I mean, you can't end up being where Jennifer is without, you know, working really hard at it. And she's got all my respect in the world. So
Now, a baby doll from Dallas, Texas, she says, if Selena ever sang any songs to you that have never been published before.
yeah, she used to sing all the time. I mean, you know, songs that were popular on the radio back in the day. You know, some Whitney Houston stuff, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
You know, she would sing to me. And of course, with her sense of humor and her personality, she used to jokingly, because it's no secret that I'm a rocker at heart, you know.
Yeah.
She was down with the Def Leppard and
Oh, wow.
White Snake and different Bon Jovi and things like that. And, you know, she would just out of the blue start singing like that just to get a laugh out of me, you know. And then she'd start cracking up, obviously. And she had the most contagious smile and laugh that you know, out of anybody that I've ever met. So.
That's amazing, man. So would she actually, like, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, being a rocker, you know the song from Nirvana, Teen Spirit. Did she ever go out like crazy and rocking out like that?
Yeah, that, Alice in Chains, I mean, you know, and she would do that and she would make the face, you know, I mean, she was a character.
Oh, wow, man. I wish we could have got that on video, but you know, just thinking about it, I could picture it in my mind, and I could see it, you know. And
yeah, she's funny.
Now, Arturo Reyes from Oxnard, California wants to know, if he says, are you a fan of sports, and did you ever take Selena to a sporting event?
I'm a fan of you know, the NFL, the NBA, you know, Dallas Cowboys, San Antonio Spurs. Since I was a kid, I mean, that was always in the household, you know what I mean? You grew up Cowboys fan, Joyce. But as far as Selena and I, we didn't really have a lot of time to go to sporting events. We did do charity events, and we love to do the softball charity events, you know. And she was quite the, you know, the hustler out there.
Hey.
She had a little competitive streak, you know.
Now, Mari Marquez from Woodburn, Oregon says, Are you still? Is Chris Bettis still close to her family? So are you still close
Yes,
to
yes.
yes.
Yeah, yes. As a matter of fact, I talked to AB day before yesterday. He called me on the phone. We catch up. He's working on some new stuff, and I'll always be a part of anything that he's working on. Playing guitar on some tracks or whatever. I mean, I've been doing it since day one, since the Dinos were no longer together. And I'll continue to do that. Suzette called me, when was it? Monday, and we were talking about this new debit card that's coming out, and she was giving me some of the information on that. And, we were just chit-chatting, catching up, and talking about the family. And so, yeah, we're still tight. We talk all the time.
Now here's a different question. Alvin Mitchell Ruiz from Orlando, Florida, wants to know what kind of toothpaste do you use?
What kind of what?
Toothpaste.
What? Are we serious?
I'm serious. He asked the question. I have no idea if he's serious, but he asked the question.
About what kind of toothpaste, like to brush my teeth?
Yes, exactly.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I'm always switching out. I usually just, these hotels, they have them there for me. So toothpaste is not like I don't think too much about that stuff.
Whatever brushes your teeth, right? Now, Scotty Angel from Rockford, Illinois wants to know. She says in the movie, you guys mentioned kids. Did you guys have any names for any names planned out or picked out?
No, we hadn't settled on any names. But we were a little different in that department. I was down for the regular, ordinary, short names, and she always had a flair for the long, fancy names, things like that. So, I mean, she would have gotten her way. It would have been something weird. I don't know, maybe Sebastian or, I'm down with, like, the Erics and the Johns and the Robs and all that. She was down with the other, the other stuff. So.
The longer names, huh? So I hear that you're coming to. You'll be in the LA area on Saturday. Is that correct, or tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm actually landing today, but yeah, we perform Saturday and we do a book signing on Saturday. So, that's when I'll be out and about and getting to meet her fans, and which I'm really looking forward to. It's always a beautiful experience to get come face to face with them and get to say hi and what they think about the book. To hear that stuff. I love it.
You're gonna be here in LA, so all the fans in the LA Orange County area could know where you're gonna be at, so they could come out and see you.
Well, unfortunately, the performance is a private show. It's going to be at the Grammy Museum.
Okay.
There in Los Angeles, but the book signing is going to be. Where is it going to be at, Marilu? Do we know?
Yes.
I know it's the University of Guadalajara, right?
It's the premiere of the Universidad de Guadalajara. It's at the LA Convention Center at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
So we'll put all the information for you guys to come out and see it. You'll see it on RedAlertLive.com. And and let me see. I had it right here. Connie Gonzalez from Pacoima, California wants to know, what do you miss the most about Selena, Chris?
Well, I mean, obviously, everything. I mean, if I had to pick two things, I mean, I miss, her smile, I miss her laughter, I miss just her way of being, like I mentioned earlier, she was a great person, and, I mean, as anybody else can tell you who's lost a loved one, a wife or what have you, I mean, or you're going to miss them for the rest of your life, so hopefully we see each other again. But, I stay focused on the positive, and I remember her smile and her laughter always, a lot. I miss that.
For our last question, what do you think is the biggest misconception that the media has about Selena? Not the fans, but the media. Like, what do you think is the biggest misconception?
I really can't answer that question because I don't, I mean, Selena was real. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think that the majority majority of these people that have interviewed her, or interviews that she has done, I mean, you can see that. And so that doesn't really leave much to speculation or for them to really say anything. I've never seen it, so I don't really know what a big misconception might be.
Okay, well, thank you. I really appreciate it. I know that the Spanish market is always saying Selena, but I've seen a few interviews, and Selena says specifically that she liked being called Selena. So, what did she prefer, Selena or Selena?
Selena.
Selena, right?
Hands down, Selena. Yeah.
That's what I thought. So remember you. Go ahead.
Yeah, she didn't make a big deal about it if anybody called her that, but she would have rather been called Selena.
That's what I thought. And every time I kind of see it in the Spanish language, I'm like, dude, can you guys just say it right? It's not that hard, but whatever. Especially if she didn't mind. But Chris, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It's a great book, you guys. So make sure you check it out. Cool. Thank you, man. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time with us. It's a great book, and hopefully we'll see you on Saturday.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Bye.
Alrighty.